Hello and welcome to the final review of the Black Ops 6 open beta and the beta altogether. So we're going to go through some of the good points and the bad points of the game, and the stuff that the bad points will be the stuff that they could work upon and hopefully fix for in the future. The good points is some of the things that they've got right and that are working kind of well with the game. So yeah. So with the good points, new features from the Omni movement and the body shield. The addition of the new mechanics with the Omni movement allows for a more fluent and dynamic gameplay. This basically gives the players a greater freedom to move around the map. The body shield feature, it adds like a really good element to the combat. You can grab somebody from behind and then you can hear their comms and listen to what they're saying, and like if you want to, you can also communicate to them. Now obviously online Otis, she couldn't communicate with them, but it was very fun to listen to what the other players were saying and stuff like that. And there was a couple of people who did like quit after they got grabbed, but it's to be expected. The Omni movement, like I said, it's very good to dive around and move around and get around the map quick by doing it, but again, it's an optional thing. You don't have to use it and you don't have to do it. Another good feature and another good thing is the return to the normal prestige mode. Instead of being capped at a certain level and like, you know, oh, this is going to be this level for this season and this is going to be the max level for this season. No, you can basically grind out to see if you can hit master prestige and to see who can be the fastest to like wipe and start all over again. So yeah, bringing back like the classic features of the prestige mode and the reward and camo grinds, you know, and I don't know if they're going to do the calling cards again and the emblems, and that's going to be such a great thing to see where you can actually grind out for all them. Instead of just like, oh, you have to level up this weapon and level up this weapon to unlock this camo and you got to do this to do this. No, you're going to be able to get it from the get-go. So yeah, that's brilliant. Another good thing is the visuals, from the lightings, the reflections, the textures and the shadows. The visuals of the Black Ops 6 it's impressive. Like you can see like some of the detail and the lighting, the reflections. Like you could literally see reflections through like water and anything like which was reflective on any of the surfaces that were reflective. You could also see the shadows of players if like sunlight was hitting the back of them or even the front of them, and you could see the shadows and like, you know, see where the shadows were coming from. And the textures of like the maps and stuff like that, they look like a kind of Treyarch textures. You know, they do look Treyarch textures. They don't look like super realistic and overthought and anything like that. They're just like, no, we're a FPS game. We don't have to, you know, worry about the textures or anything like that. Another thing is the identity of Black Ops 6, basically from the maps and the weapons. Like you could load into a map and not know its name, but you would know what map you were playing. Like back when you played on Black Ops 2 or even when you played on Black Ops 4 and Black Ops 3, you could tell what map you were playing. When you played an Infinity Ward game, sometimes you couldn't tell the map that you were playing. Like some of the maps felt exactly the same and just, you know, like you would kind of tell what map it is, but you kind of was like, this kind of looks same old, you know. So yeah, with the weapons, you can tell that they're kind of using weapons from like America to Russia. Even though they're not using the real names, you can still kind of tell what type of weapon it is and what weapon it's meant to be. So that is pretty decent. Another thing is audio and sound. When it comes to like the audio for footsteps and stuff like that, and gunfights and everything like that. Like if you got a gunfight to your left or to your right, and then you can look at the minimap to see if your teammate died, that's awesome to hear. Also with the footsteps, you can tell if the footsteps are like beside you, behind you, above you, below you. You can kind of tell if you've got a decent enough headset. You know, you don't have to have a super uber decent headset, but if you've got a good enough headset that can literally detect the direction of the audio, then yeah, you're gonna be, you know, definitely a winner there. Also the music in the game sounds really decent. I do like some of the music in the game. Apparently there's been a little bit of leaks for the zombies music and stuff like that. So yeah. Map designs. These are some of the map designs. Now some of the maps are going to be in bad points as well, but with the map designs, some of the map designs were very good. Gala, Scud, Babylon and Derelict are in the good zone, but Babylon is also in the bad zone. I'll explain why when it comes to the bad zone. So Gala, it's a nice small map. It's got very good ice lines. You've got one top middle bit where you can sit and kind of head glitch from, but if you know good enough, you can get them off of there and you know shoot them from even behind you on spawn. Scud, it's got that nice big middle area, the satellite, but it's also got good eye lines from the left hand side and also the right hand side, especially if you spawn in at A. And then you've also got that building. Now I would say this might add, I would add a little bit more into it, like something at the back of C. There would be something good to put there. But apart from that, it's a good map. Babylon, if you can see the gameplay here, it's a very good map if you're doing this. If you have C domination point and hold C and leave them at A and without trying to flip the spawns, you are going to win on this mode like all the time, especially if you let them have A. Sorry, I was trying to think of the, yeah, especially if you let them have A. Derelict is another good map that if you play on Derelict, it's got a nice good sniping points. It's got nice good line sights for sniping, for mid-range, and then it's also got good close quarters for pistols, SMGs and stuff like that. So yeah, they are they're some of the very good maps. Now class customization, the depth of the class customization from like the perks, the weapons, with the attachments for the weapons, the field upgrades, the lethals and tacticals. They're pretty decent, like especially with the weapons attachments and stuff like that. And you can really tailor the loadout to yourself. I do like the specialist perks. If you pick 3 of the same perks and you get a specialist perk, I do like that. I do think that you could tweak it maybe a little bit, and you know, but we'll find out in the future. I do think there's a couple of little tweaks here and there, but apart from that, it actually is pretty decent. Of how they're doing that and how they're running it. Now let's get to the bad points. Now one thing that mainly everybody, and I mean everybody, talks about is skill-based matchmaking. Everybody talks about it. Nero Games talked about it. What's his name? Exclusive Ace has been talking about it. A kind of few other the big YouTubers and streamers, they've all been talking about it. Listen, we know that skill-based matchmaking it's overly strict, and it's strict to like kind of combat and to protect some of the people with disabilities and stuff like that. I get it. The people who got disabilities shouldn't be coming up against, like, you know, some of the pros, semi-pros, and really sweatheads out there, right? But I do think that, like, listen, it's turned so tightly that nearly every match feels like a competitive match. Like it leaves little room for casual gameplay. Like you get a casual player who just comes on like after like doing a 9 to 5 hour shift. He wants to play like an hour or two Call of Duty, but then they're coming up against sweatheads. It's not going to be a fun experience for them. You know, they're a casual player. They're not like going out all the time, live streaming the game, playing it constantly 24/7. Because if they were, they would be doing pretty decent. So I do get why it protects the lower skill players, but then I'm not happy that it always protects the lower skill players. I understand why, but if you go back to the even Black Ops 4, like my sister, she used to play with somebody in the Black Ops 4, and he was disabled, and he actually could hang with most of the people who weren't disabled. Like, he literally used to play and do a very good game. He used to play a very good game, and, you know, he used to go positive. Like, not all the games, but he used to go positive. Like, I would say about 60 to 70% of the games, he was going positive. You know, he did, you know, and he was told that he could never ever possibly never use a controller. But he uses a controller and he got into gaming. So I do think they need to be toned down just slightly, just so like it's gonna be fun for the casual players, but to the point where it'll also be fun for people with disabilities, who are the lower skill players, and also fun for the players who are very competitive. But yeah, will they do anything about it? I don't think so. You know, it's like talking to a brick wall. It'll never happen. You know, the brick wall will never respond to you. Another thing is spawns. With the spawns, it's so like, it's frustrating. The spawns are very, very frustrating. Like players may find themselves spawning like in high traffic areas, or directly in front of enemies. This leads to like quick deaths, and this can like disrupt the flow of the game, and it feels unfair at times. I really do think that they need to fix that flow of the game, the flow of the spawns, so it seems a bit more fairness, so you're not just running in to an enemy or spawn in front of an enemy and just dying quick. Another big issue, which you've maybe just seen like a couple of seconds ago, the connection issues, like from the packet burst to latency, to serviceability, and to sometimes little hitches and glitches and random stutters here and there. Like, so there's, like, if you've seen, there was a couple of random stutters, and players are experiencing like packet loss, a little bit of lag, some connection instabilities, which ruins your experience of playing the game, and like it can make gunfights sometimes frustrating. Like, you've seen, she got beat because of stutter when she had the shotgun. The server stability like needs to be improved, especially when the game definitely comes out, to ensure a smoother gameplay experience, you know, especially in the high action moments. So yeah, another thing is TTK inconsistency. So with the gunfights, sometimes engagements end like really too quick, and you're like, oh wow, I killed him like very quick, oh that's good, or oh wow, he killed me really quick, wow, that's not fair. Or others will feel like you've emptied a whole magazine into someone, and it's like, you know, and you're like, I've put like a whole magazine into him, you know, why is he not dead? Or wow, it took me a whole magazine to kill him. It's like, that's, you know. Or sometimes you're like, wow, that guy dumped a whole magazine into me. Yeah, damn, I'm lucky to be alive. So yeah, so the inconsistency of that can get a little bit of frustration. Like, you're like, oh, what the, you know. Another thing is the streaks are a bit too expensive. I do think they need to lower some of the expensive. It should be challenging to get a streak and rewarding to get a streak, but I do feel like some of them are a little bit too expensive. Now, there is some perks that can help with the non. I know there's one perk that helps with the non-lethal score streaks, and there is a one that actually helps with the overall by giving you an extra 150 starting score to your score streaks. Another big thing is the anti-cheat. The anti-cheat, it's weak. Like, so hackers and cheaters can still ruin the matches and still get into in the betas. Like, they were ruining the betas And even Treyarch put out a statement on Twitter or X, whichever one you want to call it, saying that they're literally working and trying the hardest to combat this. Listen, when you get into a game with a cheater, it becomes very, very frustrating when you're playing against these illegitimate players who are cheating and ruining your experience for their own personal gain. Like, it's not fun, it's not exciting, it makes people just want to quit the game and never play the game again. You have to literally combat this cheating, like, seriously. Like, even people who reverse boost or bot lobby boost and stuff like that, that needs to be gone as well. I have a solution for that. So basically, I did a test. I got onto a bot account. I got a bot account, got them a low KD. This was during the beta. Got them a low KD. Went on my main account, got the bot account to start searching for a lobby, and then joined in onto his lobby as he was searching. Another thing that should happen is if you're searching for a lobby, you shouldn't be able to join in on that game. I think that's what should happen. I think you should not be able to join in until after the match is finished. This will stop people from reverse boosting like that and bot lobbying. Like, that needs to stop. So basically, like, let's say if my bot was searching for a game and then I try to join on him, it doesn't let him. Like, bang. It will not put him in that lobby, and it will not make him try and join that lobby. It will count all the way down, let the person play the game, and then put them in. But then we're going to come to the last bit, which is some of the maps. Now, some of the maps, like Pit, Skyline, you know, and I will say actually the 2v2 maps, the 2v2 actually game mode is awful. You could be a very good player, and you could be literally put against somebody who's never played Call of Duty before, or an FPS, and it is awful. Like, I did not have fun or anything like that. But yeah, there is some problems with Pit. I think Pit, it's like a 3-lane type thing. It's not a 3-lane. It's like a triangle, but you spawn in one bit, and then and then you've got only like one top area. I think they need to make a few more routes so you can actually get up to that top area. And I do think they might need to make that map just a little bit bigger, so there is more routes to go around instead of it just all being one big zone. This Skyline, sometimes it can be a very good map, but the thing is, it's all up, down, up, down, up, down. It's not floor. It's not like, so you spawn in and you're literally like right into an up, down, up, down, up, down, straight away. So yeah. That's the only two maps really found frustrating apart from the 2v2. So yeah, they were the very only frustrating part of the maps. Her overall thoughts of the game, she would give it a 7 out of 10. When the first week, she would possibly give it like a 5.5 to a 6 out of 10. It's gone up. They have balanced some of the weapons. They have made some good fixes. And they are working on a lot of the stuff, which is pretty decent. So yeah. But our overall thoughts is it has potential. It has a lot of potential. It sounds like Black Ops 6. It definitely does have a lot of potential. Particularly with the new features and the new elements and polished visuals, but the lacking is the balance with the skill-based matchmaking, some of the technical issues, and improving some of the maps so there's a better flow, maybe lowering the score street costs and stuff like that. And this could, significantly elevate the experience for everybody. But our overall opinion is it has very, very, very good potential to be a very, very good Black Ops game. And a Treyarch game. And a Call of Duty that we possibly all will come to love. As we know from Treyarch. So, I want to thank you all for watching. Thank you very much. And goodbye.